This Darkrai, Giratina, Greninja, Druddigon deck just got 3rd place in the biggest weekly tournament, so of course I'm jumping straight into ranked with it without any practice. This deck is really fun to play, has a lot of different decisions you can make, and I definitely lost a couple of matches that I could have won otherwise without some misplays. In this video, I over-explain my every thought process in Master Ranked matches to hopefully teach you some stuff about the deck and show you how fun it can be. Now onto the gameplay. I'm going second into a dark matchup, so it's most likely the mirror matchup. So I had a few options here. I could have put Froakie in the front spot or Giratina. Since I have the second Giratina and Leaf in hand, I'm going to actually opt to use this Giratina as a tank, where I can safely try and build up my Greninja and back Giratina. If I didn't have the Leaf and second Giratina, I probably wouldn't have done it like this. But that's the decision I went for. Hopefully I can pick up Darkrai right here. Darkrai would be huge. But sadly I miss on that. Let's see. Thing is, I don't really want to waste my Leaf now. I'm gonna... Even if he has Darkrai, and he starts putting 20 damage onto my Giratina, I think I'm okay with that. I'm not really too scared of Mars just yet. You could argue that I should have placed Druddigon to try and play around Sabrina, but I still want to have hope of playing Darkrai in this spot, because I think I really need Darkrai in this matchup. We'll see what happens. He also doesn't have Darkrai. The only downside is he's going to be attacking one turn before me. He has 6 cards in hand. One of those is probably Mars. Is it too late for Darkrai next turn? I'm just thinking if I want to play Druddigon on the 4th spot, just to play around Mars a little bit, because I do feel like... I think even if I get hit by Mars, I'm not that sad, because there is a chance that it gets me... There is a chance that Mars would get me my Greninja that I need. Or it could get me my Darkrai. I'm actually not too worried about Mars right now. He has 6 cards, so there is a high likelihood that he has Mars. He probably has some sort of healing or cape. Maybe Rocky Helmet. Now the question is, did he just top deck that, or did he already have that in hand? I think he already had it in hand. I'm going to Pokeball first, because I don't really care about any basics at this point. Even Darkrai would probably be a bit too slow, but I might start building him up anyway, because the game might go the distance. Since he has a bad start, I can play it more patiently. So now I'm going to use Research to try and hit Greninja. If I hit Greninja now, it's game over. If I do hit the Greninja, now I can start bullying his Giratina. His Giratina is 100% dead next turn. Maybe I spoke too soon, actually. Maybe there's definitely ways he can heal out of the threshold. So it's not 100% dead. Actually, it probably is 100% dead, right? Because even if he goes to 170 with healing and cape, and then chooses not to attack, I can still do 170, so yeah, the Giratina is 100% dead. And there's no way he can build up a second threat in time to deal with the Giratina. So it did take some pretty good draws, but I've completely neutralized this deck. I guess it's kind of like a mirror matchup, but I've traded a lot of different supporter cards for these Pokemon. Maybe I just said some complete nonsense there. Let me know in the comments if I'm talking out my ass. But I do get to take this win here. Let's see. Do I need to use Leaf, or should I save the Leaf? I don't need to make this decision because he concedes. GG. I'm going second into a fighting matchup. Most likely some sort of Rampardos deck. Okay, so it looks like Sudowoodo, Marshadow, Rampardos. And they also run Lucario. I have the full Greninja line, but I don't yet have a Giratina or a Darkrai, which is kind of funny. What is happening in this hand? I guess Thing is, I do run one Iono, so I'm thinking about holding the second Froakie and Frogadier just in case I hit Iono. Because I do feel like I need Greninja and... Not Greninja. Giratina and Darkrai at some point in this game. I'm putting him to 70. Next turn I can put him to 40. I think I am going to put the Froakie down. We'll see if it ends up being good or bad later on in the game, I guess. Maybe I can get a second Greninja. He does have Fossil on 1, into Cranidos on 2. So this guy has the best start possible. The fact that he's not playing Pokeballs or Research indicates he probably also has Rampardos. So there's Druddigon. I could retreat right now. I think that's the player to retreat. I could get one more attack off with Frogadier to put him to 40. I think I am going to go for that one more attack. I guess I'll evolve both of them. Feels weird, but... Guess I'll place the energy on the Frogadier. So he's going to hit me for another 20, I'll fall to 40. Then I can retreat. I'm definitely going to evolve the Frogadier that's full health. Because I don't want him being able to Cyrus in my Greninja. This spot might not actually be as bad as it looks because every time Rampardos goes for the kill, he's going to be taking 50 damage. If he hits into Druddigon, he's taking 70. So maybe I can like get away with winning this game somehow. So he did have Rampardos on 3, as is expected. Okay, so I hit a good card on the top deck. Professor's Research. Let's see. My Darkrai and Giratina are just hiding away. I'm gonna retreat into Druddigon. I could have potentially killed Sudowoodo there, but I don't think that's the play. I want to leave open the chance of getting a second Greninja. I don't think I win by sacrificing the Frogadier right now. And I guess I'll place an energy on Druddigon. So let's see. If I do 20 to Pseudo, it means... Maybe I just do 20 to Rampardos? I could even Cyrus the Rampardos in next turn. This is actually a tricky turn. I think I am going to do the 20 to the Rampardos because this is the key card that I need to kill this game. So I'm going to try and apply as much damage to him as possible. If the Pseudo ever attacks, I can then just finish it off with the 20. But I'm not too worried about finishing off the Sudowoodo ASAP. I'm really more worried about this guy. I'm going to try and focus all my damage onto him. I'm currently safe to Sabrina. The only card that really hurts it a little bit is Cyrus. Because he could do 40 with Marshadow and not have to use 50 HP to get the kill onto this Frogadier. Let's see. I get to draw another 2 cards, which is good. Maybe I can find Greninja. Now the Darkrai and Giratina are coming. Maybe it was a mistake playing the Druddigon down. Maybe. But that's fine. Like, what happens if I just keep doing 20 damage to Rampardos over and over? I guess we'll find out. I've got nowhere to be. I'll just slowly do 20 damage over and over to Rampardos. So how does he win this game? I don't actually know. He's going to have to go through Druddigon. Maybe he wants to try and set up a second Rampardos. I am confident he's running Lucario, but he's still yet to play a Railu down on the board. wonder if he's going to retreat into Rampardos now. So he is going for this line. Now I can start building up Darkrai. He's falling to 40. I can kill him with this Frogadier right now, if I want to. I can kill him right now with a Frogadier. Is that good though? Basically has to be, right? Basically has to be. What if I Cyrus in? Have I used it? I could Cyrus in the Sudowoodo. And then do 20 to the Rampardos. Whilst also being able to build up my Darkrai. In this scenario I should have put in the Druddigon. I didn't really think about this play until just now. I don't really have to kill the Rampardos right this second. They don't run X-Speed, right? I'm pretty sure they don't run X-Speed. Maybe at most one copy. I think I'm going to go for that line, you know. I'm going to Cyrus in the Pseudo. He's only going to be able to do 20. The Frogadier. And I'm going to do 20 damage to Rampardos. I think I just pulled off a big brain play, but I'm not 100% sure. You definitely don't want to make the mistake of killing the Pseudo there, though. Let's see. Unless he has X-Speed, I don't really see how he's killing the Frogadier right now. So he is setting up Railu. I'll have Lucario next turn. But Revenge only procs if the Pokemon was killed by an attack. So if I'm pinging for 20, it's only going to do 40. I feel really comfortable in this game right now. I can do 20 to Rampardos. I can do 20 with Darkrai to kill the Pseudo. And he's never one-shotting my Darkrai. So I'll do the 20 on Rampardos first. Then I'll do the 20 on Darkrai onto Sudowoodo. I could even Leaf into Darkrai right now, but then I'm weak to Leaf. Not Leaf, Cyrus. So I'm just gonna... The only thing that could potentially... No, not even... Giant's Cape doesn't even save him here. Even if he went to 120, I can do 120 with all my damage. I think I played that game really well, so I hope you enjoy this one. GG. 97% of my viewers are currently not subscribed, so if you enjoyed this video, please drop a subscribe, I would massively appreciate it. Now onto the gameplay. Going first against a grass matchup, most likely it's Meowscarada. I was going to say Meowscarada Magnezone, but this is Meowscarada Wigglytuff. Let's see. I do actually have a video about this deck on my channel. I think it's really underrated. I think it is a good deck. Probably a B tier deck, but it is definitely good against the Darkrai Giratina matchup. I wonder how it performs into this specific deck list though. I have a lot of Pokemon to hide behind. So let's see. Wigglytuff is the worst start for him. He would much prefer Sprigatito. Now he has to spend a turn retreating. They don't run X-Speed or Leaf, so I'm not too worried about that. So he's pretty much one turn behind. Also, it's going to be hard for his Meowscaradas to go through the Druddigons. So I pretty much have all the time in the world to set up. Oh, wow, he actually runs Grass Shaman for a bit of extra healing. That's interesting. Let's see. He probably has Wigglytuff since he's done that. I'm going to research before Pokeball because I want to try and draw Darkrai or Froakie. I think I just go with Darkrai here and say I don't really need Froakie this game. I mean, I could have potentially drew Froakie with this, but I think Darkrai is better. I think Darkrai is better here. The reason I played double Druddigon on turn 1 is because I'm really scared of Sabrina. If he pulled in my Giratina, at that time it would have been quite scary. And I had no Froakie in sight. So I wasn't going to wait around on the off chance that I draw the Froakie. So he's threatening Meowscarada next turn. I'm just going to keep ramping up my carries. I feel really safe behind these two guys. These two dragons. Do I need to play anything else? Not really, no. So if he doesn't have Wigglytuff right now, he's dead next turn. They might run one Giant's Cape. So maybe he could have Giant's Cape to get out of range. Okay, he does. So he Giant's Capes. I suppose I just take another turn to ramp up then. Let's see. So if I attack right now, and he has red, he can one-shot my dark. He doesn't even need red, because I don't have my Giant's Cape just yet. I do want to put the Jigglypuff on a timer though. If he doesn't find Wigglytuff, I want to be able to threaten that next turn with just a ping from Darkrai, so I'm going to do it like this. And I have Leaf in hand, so I'm not too worried about trying to retreat the Druddigon. But I am probably going to go on the aggressive next turn. Oh, I forgot about the 10 healing from Shaman, so he gets out of range. Let's see. I probably am still going to go on the aggressive now, right? Or is that wrong? Damn, do you know what I've just realised? Without the 20 damage from Greninja, I have no way of one-shotting this Meowscarada. How many cards does he have in his deck? 7. I think if he had Wigglytuff, he would have definitely played it by now, right? Because he's missing out on 20 healing per turn. So I think I just keep pinging every turn. Because if I take my Darkrai into attack, he one-shots me with Meowscarada, and I can never do 140. Actually, I do have this Darkrai in hand. I forgot about that. And they probably only run one cape, so if he somehow gets some healing... Okay, so now he's going on the offensive. Let's see what he opts to do. He's bringing that guy in. That's actually quite frustrating because... Well, I can Cyrus in the Jigglypuff to take the free prize if he doesn't have any further healing or evolution. And I'm not too worried about the 30 damage that Shaman's doing. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to Cyrus in the Jigglypuff. But yeah, I think I should have gone on the offensive last turn. I forgot that I had Darkrai in hand, and I could always do the 140 onto the Meowscarada, so I think it was correct to go on the offensive last turn. Even if the Darkrai gets one shot, it doesn't matter because 130 plus 20 of this Darkrai would be able to one-shot the Meowscarada. And I don't think they have space for a second Giant's Cape. So that's what I would have done. Now I am going to Cyrus in this Jigglypuff. I'm taking my prize. Now I'm at no threat of ever getting hit by the Wigglytuff. Now just ramp up one more turn. Yeah, next turn I'm definitely going to go on the aggressive and kill the Shaman. I don't really think there's a way he can kill my Druddigon unless he retreats into Meowscarada. But if he hits into that with his Meowscarada, I just get the free one-shot with Giratina. So I think it's checkmate right now. I don't really see how he can come back into this game. I currently have 8 cards in hand, so a Mars would really destroy me. But they don't run Mars in that deck, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I can Leaf into Darkrai. There's the cape as well. So I am still forcing him to have the red. I'm going to place my energy onto this back Druddigon because he might try some sort of play where he does Cyrus and then lets it sit in the center for a bit. So I'm setting up to preemptively be able to retreat this Druddigon if necessary. It's not like I needed the energy on any of my other Pokemon. So now if he has red, he can one-shot this Darkrai. But he would need second cape to be able to survive the 150 damage that I'm putting down next turn. Let's see if he has the second cape. Then he would need second red to be able to beat my Darkrai as well. I mean my Giratina as well. He still has a research. He actually was running 1x speed, which is interesting. Well, he actually does have the second cape. This guy. He needs red right now. Team Rocket Grunt, so he's going to need a miracle here. 4 heads, right? He doesn't get any. So this should be game over. He's putting me to 20, but that's not enough. So I guess I'll just keep pushing damage. So at most he could Erica plus like, maybe he's got some potions, and he does concede. Really good game, GG. I'm going first into a dark matchup, most likely the mirror matchup. I am going to choose to start Froakie over Darkrai here because I feel like I would rather have the damage go on to my non-attacker than having it go on to my Darkrai. So, am I going to Pokeball here? Yes. So I want to find Giratina on turn 1. So I need a Pokeball here. Sadly we don't hit it, but that's fine. I could even Leaf into Druddigon right now. Or is that a waste of Leaf? Let's see. I am worried about Mars, so I'm going to jam some Pokemon down. Now the question is, do I need to retreat? I'm actually going to save my... Oh, this is tricky. You know what? I'm gonna Leaf here. I'm going to try and preserve the health on my Froakie, and if I can evolve him to Greninja, it means he can't Cyrus him in at some point to finish that off. So that's why I'm going for that play. I need to hold a spot open for Giratina though, so I can't play this Froakie down. So the key to this matchup is getting 20 damage from Greninja down onto either Darkrai or Giratina, because I don't run red in this deck. So we need to get a bit of chip damage from somewhere. So the game plan for me this game is going to be take down this Darkrai that's in the front spot and then try and kill one other Pokemon. We'll see if I can do that. Looks like I'm only going to have this Darkrai to work with though, unless I pick up Giratina right now. Okay, I do pick up Giratina and I get the Frogadier. I do have some options to work with. My Giratina is always one turn behind his Giratina though, which is potentially a problem. I do already have my one of Cyrus, so if I can get Greninja down and do 20 chip damage to the Giratina, I can eventually pull him to the spot and kill him before he can do any attacks. So this deck might actually be good into this matchup. Hard to say right now. So he's Sabrina's. I think I have to put Frogadier in the center. I don't really want any chip damage putting onto either of my carries. That's fine, he has a 1 retreat cost. I might not even necessarily retreat him. I'll see what happens. So I do pick up Greninja. So Greninja has a 1 retreat cost as well, so I can just evolve him now. Unless I ever wanted to push 30 damage with Frogadier. I don't really think that's what I'm interested in. I just want to get chip damage onto the Giratina ASAP. Well, my Greninja's completely safe from getting one shot. At maximum, he can only do 100 damage next turn. So this Greninja's actually safe for one turn. So let's see. I think I'm just going to apply 20 damage to Giratina and then keep ramping up my Giratina. Just play it patiently. Just keep playing slowly, building up. Because the longer the game goes on, the more it benefits me, because I'm dishing out 20 damage per turn with Greninja. So he's going to have to go on the aggressive eventually. But I don't think he can go on the aggressive this turn because he needs a third Psychic Energy on his Giratina. So I think he needs to end his turn one more time. So I can potentially retreat my Greninja next turn. And he can't Leaf and Cyrus in the same turn, so my Greninja would be safe for a couple of turns. So I have forced him to put his cape down on Giratina. Some of these decks only run one giant cape, whereas some run two. I've actually been running one Giant's Cape, 2 Rocky Helmets, and 2 Mars in my Darkrai Giratina deck. I did a video on about it yesterday actually, so you can check that out if you're interested. Let's see. I'm thinking about putting an energy on Greninja and retreating into Druddigon, and then doing 20 to his Giratina. Because if he has Leaf, he can retreat into Darkrai next turn and kill my Greninja, which I don't really want. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him kill this Druddigon first, before anything happens. I'll do the 20. Now I'm ending my turn with Giratina. Let's see, what can he do? So he can Leaf into Darkrai and then attack the Druddigon. So it seems like he doesn't have Leaf. I know they only run one copy of Leaf most of the time. So he is healing. Okay. So I think now I start building up Dark Energy onto my Druddigon to threaten the retreat next turn. I also have the Giant Cape. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my energy on the Druddigon. Wait, is that correct? Yeah, I pretty much have to. So I'm placing my energy on the Druddigon. I'm threatening to retreat my Druddigon next turn. Then I'm going to push 20 onto Giratina. Now I need to think about my Giant Cape, because if he has Cyrus... Okay, so he's not able to one-shot my Greninja now that I look at it. Even if he has Cyrus, he can't retreat and then attack. I guess he could kill it with the Giratina, but would he do that? Let's see. I could... So the one play I'm scared of from him is retreating into Giratina and Cyrusing my Greninja to kill it. If I have Giratina down... I think I'm just going to place my Giant Cape on the Giratina here and end my turn. I think that's the play. I'm always planning on having my Giratina attack once, so he's at minimum going to fall to 1... Well, at maximum he's going to have 150 health after hitting. It's going to be hard for him to one-shot that. The next turn, if he doesn't do anything, I'm just going to go on the aggressive and attack with my Giratina. How much healing does he have left? He's used both potions, and a lot of these mirror matchups only use one Poké Center Lady, but he could still be running a second. But I'm going to go with the assumption that he has no more healing for the Giratina. So if I attack into that, I fall to 130. If he has red, he can kill me with Darkrai. Let's see. I definitely want to retreat my Druddigon here so that he's not getting a free prize. The question is, what do I do for the rest of my turn? I could push 30 with... No, I can't push 30 with Greninja. I need to place my energy here to retreat. Do I ever just attack with Giratina? But then I can't really one-shot either of these guys just yet. I think I'm gonna do 20 damage to Giratina. And I think I'm gonna retreat into... What if I retreat into Giratina and attack his Giratina? I think that sounds interesting. I think this might be the winning line. I'm only putting him to 10 HP. Maybe this is completely troll. But if he dies... this feels completely troll actually. I think I've messed this up. However, if he doesn't have healing for this... I think I've messed this up. Let's see, he's going to kill and die. He has to put in his... He's obviously going to put the 140 guy in. But I can only do 120 maximum. And then he can just Cyrus in the Drudagon and finish it off. Yeah, that was definitely a throw play that I just did. Man, this deck's really tricky. Maybe I should have just gone in with... Maybe I should have gone in with Darkrai. Wait, I have to put in first? Damn. Maybe he doesn't have Cyrus? Scorpium? He would need exactly Cyrus. Well, there's not really too much I can do. I just need to... do as much damage as I can in hope that he doesn't have Cyrus, I guess. They only run 1. He does still have 6 cards, well, about to have 5 cards left in his deck. I'm thinking of putting Darkrai down. I don't really know if it matters. But if he uses a second Sabrina, I don't want him one-shotting either of these guys. I don't really run another Leaf either, so... if he has a second Sabrina, I'm also screwed. Basically, he needs Cyrus to win here. Let's see if he has it. He does have it. Yeah, I think I definitely misplayed this game. But this was my first game on the deck. I'm not really sure how to play it just yet, but I might upload this video anyway. As a learning experience. I'm going second into a steel matchup, so it's most likely Skarmory Magnezone. I was going to actually talk about how great my hand was on my start, but then I saw the Origin Form Dialga, and I feel so bad for this guy. So he's playing Skarmory Magnezone, and they run 1 Dialga, and this is the worst possible start that you could have because it has a 2 retreat cost. Meanwhile, I'm going second and I have Darkrai, and a Drudagon to hide behind. Like, even if he had the Skarmory in the front spot, it's still hard for him to get through the Drudagon as the Skarmory. I think this is a really good matchup for this deck. So we'll see what happens. He's actually running Leaf. Okay. I guess he is a bit lucky then, because I know for a fact they only run 1 Leaf in that deck. Let's see, do I want a Pokeball first, or do I want to research first? So the main things I want to see are a Froakie and a Giratina. So I think I am going to research first to try and draw as many basics as I can, because Giratina would be huge here. I do pick up the Froakie. Now I can play both Pokeballs. Okay. I think it's 50-50 now. I think there's 2 Giratina and 1 Darkrai, 1 Drudagon. So I do miss the 50-50, but that's fine. I feel really comfortable with this start anyway. Let's see, if he uses Sabrina, he's going to be doing 50 to this Froakie. Does that bother me? Would I rather him get 50 onto this 2 Prizer? Probably not. I also want to leave a spot open for Giratina eventually. I mean, if I don't get Giratina next turn, it's probably too slow to ever start building him up. But that's a decision I can make next turn. So he's forced to use... So he did have Sabrina, okay. I did call that. I guess I just let him do 50 to Froakie. I can just retreat him next turn. I probably am going to pay the 1 retreat cost and save my Leaf because I think there's a good chance that Leaf comes in handy. Let's see. I really don't think they'll ever be running 2 Sabrina. So I'm thinking about using this bot to try and build a second Frogadier. Well, Greninja. Let's see, so if I place my energy on the Darkrai and Leaf now, he falls to 40, and if he attacks he falls to 20. So this basically, using Leaf now shuts off all current attacks. So I am going to Leaf now, I think. Or maybe that's bad. What if I just let this Froakie die? That sounds dark now that I said that out loud, but let's see. So this is always, no, this is not always happening. I might place the energy on the Froakie to retreat. I think I'm going to do this. So I'm saying now on turn 2 that I heavily doubt that he's running 2 Sabrina. So if I get punished by second Sabrina in like 9 turns, you can point to this turn and laugh at me. But I'm going to try and build up this second Froakie into the Greninja. I don't really want to place Frogadier onto this Froakie, which would get one shot if he had Cyrus. So in this play, I'm 1 turn slow building my Darkrai, but I get to save my Leaf. So I'll be able to Leaf Druddigon out and start attacking with Darkrai when I am ready. Whereas if I use Leaf there, I was kind of waiting for him to kill the Druddigon, which he might just decide not to do. So I am playing it this way. I think it's correct. He's thinking pretty hard about something. Let's see, what could he be thinking about? So he probably has Giant Cape or Rocky Helmet in hand, maybe? Or maybe he's thinking about if he wants to Cyrus in the Froakie right now to take a point. He ended up just attacking. He was probably just thinking about if he wanted to attack or not. I'm going to go to Frogadier here. And it's funny how the turn after I fill my board, I then get the Giratina. But I probably wouldn't have played him anyway, because it would have been way too late, I think, to start building him. Because I'm wanting to start attacking with Darkrai next turn already. So I probably wouldn't have played this guy, even if I had a free spot open. So he probably wants to retreat and finish this Druddigon off with the Skarmory, but he's already placed his energy on the Dialga now. Okay. So if I... Interesting. Who has to choose first? I'm thinking he's going to put in his Dialga. So what if I put in Frogadier to do the 30, setting him to 90, then I can finish him off with Darkrai. And if he puts in Skarmory, I can just Leaf into... Okay, so he went about it this way. Now I have to Leaf. So he's going to do 100 to my Darkrai. And if he wins the coin flip... he gets to beat me. Maybe I just try and draw and try and hit Greninja and then do 20 damage. Because he's never one-shotting. I think this is the play. I think I can play it slow for 1 turn. Try and look for Greninja. So I do pick up the Greninja. So now the play is to just finish building my Darkrai and then do 20 to Dialga. And I think even if I didn't hit the Greninja here, I was completely fine. Let's see, so do I want to play Druddigon down? Maybe Darkrai? The reason I do it like this is because if he does happen to have a second Sabrina, I don't want him getting chip damage onto my Darkrai, and I don't want him getting a prize here. So I'll probably just let him do 100 to the Darkrai and then Leaf back out. I'm not expecting a second Sabrina, and he does concede. GG. Really good game. I'm going first into what looks like the mirror matchup. That would be Darkrai, Giratina. I'm actually running a similar deck, but with Druddigons and Greninja. Just trying it out. So I do have the Giratina turn 1, which is huge. So I can start ramping him up ASAP. And I do have the full Greninja line. I'm feeling pretty confident about this game already. I don't think he's going to use Mars on a 3-card hand, so I'm going to hold the Giant's Cape for now. Going first in this matchup is definitely an advantage, because you get to build your Giratina up 1 turn quicker. But on the flip side, he gets to be ramping his Darkrai and Giratina up at the same time. We'll see if my Greninja can outperform his Darkrai. I guess I want to focus my damage onto Giratina, since he's the final boss that you need to go through every game. Yeah. And the question is, do I want to play this Druddigon down, or do I want to leave the spot open for Darkrai if I get him? I'm not really Ionoing next turn. Actually, I guess I could Iono after playing my Greninja. You could argue I should leave the spot open if I'm planning to Iono next turn. But do I want to really shuffle my Giant's Cape away since I only run one of them? I think I'm going to say that I'm going to win this game without Darkrai, and I'm going to just go with my Pokemon on the board. The reasoning is, if I get hit by Sabrina, I don't want him getting any damage onto my Greninja. Now my Greninja and Giratina are completely safe. He's going to have to go through both of these walls before he gets to my Giratina. Surely this is a good position to have. Next time I'm coming down with Greninja. So if I kill this Giratina, at maximum Darkrai can do 140. Let's see. I'm going to place my cape onto the Giratina now. I mean, I don't really need to, actually. Not like he's going to Mars a 3-card hand, is it? But I may as well, just on the off chance he decides to. The cape's really important for the Giratina here. So, I guess the main thing I'm scared of now is that he puts... Let's see, if I... Yeah, I guess I'll do 20 to Giratina. My main fear now is that he puts Rocky Helmet on Giratina. Because then if I hit into his Giratina with mine, I'll fall to 130, which he can one-shot with his Darkrai. With Darkrai in red, he can do 140 damage. I need to try and stay above 140. I'm ready to start attacking next turn though, so if I don't see a Rocky Helmet right now, I am going to retreat into Giratina and take the first prize. Let's see, he's thinking about something. So currently in his hand I imagine he has some sort of healing, whether that be Potion or Poké Center Lady, so he can definitely bring this Giratina back to full health. Maybe he's considering if he wants to go Rocky Helmet or Giant's Cape. Maybe he's thinking, does he want to leaf into Darkrai and do an attack on Druddigon? I think that would definitely be a mistake though, for him to do that. What else could he be considering? He wouldn't really be thinking about using Mars. He's definitely in a hard spot, which is why he's using all of his time here. He's using a potion. If he doesn't Cape or Rocky Helmet, I think he's left it a bit too long. He doesn't even get the energy down. Yeah, he left it a bit too long. Now I can retreat and take a prize. Pretty sure there's nothing he can do from that position. I can even save the leaf, and he does opt to concede, yeah. I'd put him in such a tough position that he ran out of time, and he decided to concede. GG. I'm going second into a water matchup, most likely Gyarados. Also, it's Articuno 18 it looks like. I should be massively favoured in this matchup, assuming he doesn't get, like, multiple heads with Misty. This should honestly be a free win. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed it. Sadly I have a really bad hand. I'm going to try and go for Giratina or Darkrai right now. Okay, so I do hit Giratina. I'm currently not too scared of... Sabrina because he wouldn't be able to Sabrina and Misty in the same turn. I'm not too scared of that. His best player here is Misty and then getting some heads, right? So he doesn't have Misty, he doesn't have Professor's Research. What does he have? Probably loads of healing. Maybe he would have played Mars if he had it, so... Thing is, it seems like he has a bad hand right now, so do I really want to Iono? The thing is, my hand's also pretty bad. I kind of want to pick up a Darkrai ASAP. Or at least a Froakie, and start building towards that Greninja. So I am going to Iono, even though I'm probably giving him a much better hand. Let's see. I'm going to play Froakie down. So I could either place my energy on the Druddigon or the Froakie here. I do have Leaf, but I may want to use a different supporter on a later turn. To be fair, I don't run many supporters in this deck. I suppose I'll use it on Druddigon. That way, if I have to, like... If I saved Leaf for Druddigon, and he ever, like, Cyrused it back in, I'd be kind of sad that I don't have a way to retreat it. I'm going to be patient with the Leaf. Although I do have to consider that he's probably running at least one Mars. Let's see. He probably wants to push the 40 here. Otherwise, when is he ever going to kill the Druddigon? But we'll see what he goes for. So he's thinking pretty hard about if he wants to attack. I think he pretty much has to attack here. Yeah, he does decide to. He wants to put the Druddigon on a 2-turn timer. And now I'm hoping to draw Darkrai. Darkrai would be really nice. I do pick him up. Now I can start building up my second threat. I'm also one step away from Greninja. So he probably does have second Articuno currently in hand. But it's correct for him to hold it because he's scared of Sabrina. He knows I'm very unlikely to be running Mars in this greedy deck list that I'm running. The fact that he plays it now kind of indicates to me that he maybe top decked it. So he does have to play Cape. He's going to Misty on the back Articuno, and he does hit heads. Wow. Wow. And now he's going to be pushing 80 with both his Articuno, which I need to go through both of them. So he's taking the first prize now, and he's doing 10 damage to all of my Pokemon. Now I'm terrified of Cyrus. I'm going to go on the offensive and take 2 prizes with my Giratina. Then he's pushing 80. Well, there's not too much I can do about that. If he has Cyrus, then he has it. I can't beat that. The 2 heads really flipped it in his favour. The 2 heads really won him this game. Let's see. I'm just thinking if there's ever a world where I retreat behind a second Druddigon, but I don't really think that's the play. Let's see, he's on 160. If I were to get Greninja, I can one-shot 160 damage. So I do have an out. I can currently do 150, and Greninja would get me over the 160 limit. So let's see, how many draws have I got? So there's 1 research. Oh, he's going for Team Rocket Grunt. That could really screw me. Let's see what he hits. He does thankfully hit Tails this time. 2 Misty Heads was enough. So I'm hoping for Greninja. 2 Greninja or 1 Research. Do hit Cyrus. Now I have to retreat and hope that he doesn't have Cyrus. Let's see. So I need to attack with Darkrai. So does that mean I need to Leaf? Yep, I guess I need to Leaf. May as well. No reason not to Leaf. So if he has Sabrina, I can give him the Frogadier to kill. He needs exactly Cyrus. I wonder if they run 2 or just 1. They probably do run 2 since their whole attack is based around doing 10 damage to the bench. So he probably does run 2 Cyrus, so we'll see if he has it. Sadly, I am losing to the most unskilled deck in the game. But there's not too much you can do about that when he hits 2 heads on Misty. So he's using potions. He's either BMing or he doesn't have Cyrus. Let's see which one it is. Let's see what you have, Mr. Nono. Do you have the Cyrus? I mean, at this point, if he had the Cyrus, that would be extreme BM, so I'm going to assume the best in him and assume that he doesn't have Cyrus. Okay, Team Rocket could screw me, and he thankfully hits Tails again. So I do get to come away with the win here. So I didn't jinx myself turn when I said it was going to be a free win. That was actually quite a fun game, though. He added a bit of tension to it mid-game, but I still picked up the win and got the points. So GG. Really fun game.